searching for you. I'm still searching for you. From dirt to the sky, I'm still searching for you. 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 I'm still from dirt to the sky. I'm still searching for you.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
You disgust me.
Who gives a shit?
Go on.
I made it the fuck up.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. It's glorious. And I run. Just for fun, 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 just for fun. Just for fun, just for fun.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Just for fun, 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 just for fun.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is your T-shirted historian, and welcome to Tuesday with the Geeks.
Hey, oh,
Hello.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
good. Making
Fantastic.
homemade pasta sauce that's cooking right now.
Making what?
Homemade marinara sauce. Yeah.
I thought you said marmalade pasta sauce, and I'm like, that sounds kind of sweet.
No.
I'd try it.
I mean, it might be good. I don't know. I had a question in the audience, and now I'm like I'm stuck in like research mode. I'm like, what the hell is the name of that fucking band? But yeah, it's the today's title is the name of a song from a Japanese band I heard back when I was in Japan, and I managed to smuggle a tape of it out of the country. Well, I didn't really smuggle it. I mean, I copied it. And then, of course, a few years ago, I had a friend borrow the tape, and they never gave it back. And then they moved to New Mexico, so that tape went bye-bye. But fortunately, through the power of eBay, I managed to get a CD. So I have
You upgraded.
yeah, I have a hard copy sitting over on my shelf, nice and safe and secure, never to be messed with. I only ripped everything off the CD so I could put it onto MP3 and keep it totally safe and pristine, and that is where it shall stay.
It wasn't on YouTube at all?
Not at the time, no. But damn, you know what? Now I'm like, okay, hang on. All right, y'all talk a minute. I must find this. This is a mission now.
We're on a mission from God.
Okay. Okay, now I remember. Now I know who it is. Okay. The name of the artist is Takahiro Matsumoto. He is a Japanese musician, songwriter, and record producer, and he is a guitarist. And he's the main composer of the rock duo in Japan called Biz, which is B apostrophe Z, which is a best-selling music act in Japan. And he also has a solo career, and the music comes from his solo album. And oh, you know what? I actually got it wrong. It's a 88 Love Story / Love Ya. That's what it was, and it's a number one off his hit singles. But yeah, here, let me paste it up in the chat just so I don't feel like a doofus. I'm sorry, but you know when I'm a historian, it's like, damn it, I must have my history, and there it is. Yeah, that's the actual name of the song, and the song is really, really cool. So yeah, if you could find it on YouTube, do it.
Man, there used to be a streaming channel on YouTube, got taken down for copyright, but they would stream 24/7 80s Japanese city pop with the backdrop was them driving through like Tokyo at night. It was like, holy shit. That was the best stream ever.
How awesome. And hey, Ironhead Gaming, thanks for the subscription today, by the way, man. Saw you this morning. And yes, according to those guys at Wizards of the Coast, yes, the orcs are now Mexican. And I have been laughing about this all week and having fun with it. Because, you know, they presented us with their picture, right? Which was this wonderful image right here. Look at, I could already see Ironcaster's like sighing.
No, it's been a long day, and
Oh.
yes. So this has been kind of floating over so long. I haven't even had a chance to really talk about this on a stream at all up to this point.
All right, now you do.
I mean, the thing is, I think you've got the most authority to talk on this one because it's, you know, this is you. Like,
'Cause I'm a Mexican?
I didn't realize it, but like they had so accurately gotten you on the far right there.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, well, actually, I have a full beard. I actually look more like you know, Johnny Silverhand than any of these guys at this point.
You just you haven't shaved since they painted this.
Well, I haven't shaved since I haven't shaved in a year. So
Then you're the one you're the one on the horse.
yeah, that's probably closer to me.
T-shirt's appearance is very hard for me to pin down in my mind. For some reason, I think of MTG Goldfish, that one guy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
He's
I
just kind of an
don't.
amorphous blob with like two hands. That's all we ever know about him.
Yeah,
He's a
well,
man
you know,
of
I have
mystery.
hands, but
Yeah, but we don't
I
know if those are your hands or not.
they're definitely my hands. Look here.
Well, they're your hands now.
What is my hand doing now?
Uh-huh.
There you go. Mercurius for Australian $2 gives us a super sticker. Oh man, thank you, Mercurius. And let's see. You know what? We haven't done We're British in a long time. Why don't we do We're British? And Grim's not
Here.
around to offend.
Oh, look at that over there!
What is it, darling?
I believe they're lesbians! Well, we're British, you see, and where we're from, lesbians don't exist.
Neither does toothpaste.
Or sunshine.
Or good food.
Or sobriety. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's funny because the guy on the horseback, I actually had a little discussion with this about with Dungeon Delver the other day, and I had some actual evidence on this one. Like you know, keep that mental image in your mind. Okay, this is an actual photo of a caballero, and it was, you know, taken back in the day. This is not like, you know, as you can see, yeah, the beard, the hat, the whole thing is pretty much copied part and parcel straight up from Hispanics or Mexicans. So,
I feel like I just need the hat to pull this look off.
I mean, you know, just, you know, keep that one in your mind, and then you go back and look at this one. And it's just like, wow, it's uncanny, isn't it? You know, and they've got of course the female orc showing off her muscular abs and her large
Yes.
arms.
Because in the middle of a desert, you want to have as much exposed skin as possible.
Yeah,
The
well
side
that
shave.
and this. Yeah, I was gonna say yes, the side shave. And look, she's got like cowboy boots on, or caballero boots.
I mean, ultimately, all this art, which is super mixed and just kind of bad in general for a mixed amount of reasons. They're all they have a sort of a two-pronged problem here. I think it's that they're trying to show you can do whatever you want with Dungeons and Dragons for your own setting, while at the same time they're also trying to play up their established setting. So it's a problem. It's a problem of they're trying to appease two audiences at the same time.
They're kind of like they're kind of not appeasing anybody. I mean, look at. I mean, you got this purple-haired child in the front of unspecified gender. You know, you have a very large female orc who I don't know. I mean, if they're in a desert, I wouldn't. Out of everybody, how did she manage to get so well fed?
Because racism.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe she's the one who eats all the tortillas. And yet next to her is a very small, very kind of almost not effeminate, but very weak-looking male orc, I guess.
And I just sorry, losing my train of thought. Would it be fair to say that I might be onto something there, that I think it's because they're trying to kind of appease everyone by saying you can do whatever you want with this setting, while at the same time they're trying to kind of play up that old stuff, but they have all of their cultural consultants getting in the way. Because I mean, you look at some of the other pieces, like here's one, for example, from Dragonlance that I'm sharing, and it's like that looks like something you would see out of Dragonlance.
Yeah, no, that one is a shocker. Yeah, even Margaret Weiss was shocked about that. I had that one queued up to talk about as well, but
I jumped the gun on you, but
you did. But that's okay. All I can say is I guess they figured orcs being Hispanics or being Mexicans is not offensive because, Latinos, Mexicans, Hispanics, we're all white coded now, apparently, because we're acceptable.
Well, it all depends on if it's an election year or not.
I guess so. But
and who's in the White House.
But you know something? I said, that's not the best representation possible. I mean, if we're going to be orcs, then, I want to go full tilt into it. So here is orcs, making enchiladas. Well, that food actually looks good, don't it?
I want that lime.
I would totally eat that. Yeah, we have orcs doing that. Let's see.
You know all these orcs, right? T-shirt.
What?
You know all these orcs, right?
I know. Yeah, these guys are all members of my family. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Here's my cousin doing some roofing.
Oh, this is Talatooth Sanchez.
Yeah. That's Pedro. We call him Pedro. Yeah. Let's see. Might as well just go ahead and show you my whole family album here. This is This is Julio. He is he works in gardening and topiaries and landscape maintenance and that sort of thing. As you can tell.
I see he takes his work home with him.
Well, he's very into his work. He's a little druidic. Yeah. Let's see. What else have I got here? Oh yes. These are Felipe and Jose. These are my other cousins. Obviously they sell oranges. Would you like to buy an orange?
No, I'm good right now.
Oh, okay. Yes, they sell oranges. here we have one of our most famous Mexican actors. I don't know if you guys will recognize. Well, you should recognize him. I mean, he's been in a lot of movies. This is Danny Trejo. Yeah, yeah,
The
Yeah,
age of man is over.
yeah. You've probably seen him in Dusk Till Dawn and Machete and a few other things. Yeah, that's Danny Trejo. But they paint him brown in the movies.
Oh, it must be all the dust.
Yeah, it is. Over here, I have Gonzalez Senior. He does a little bit of tile work. Really good at it, though. I mean, look at that. I mean, he's beautiful, isn't it?
Look, he even
Got
brings
his-
his own tools.
Yeah, he sure does, man. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's got a big old bucket of grout. He's ready to go. He'll do your tiling for you, man, because that's what we do. We do your tiles. We do everything else. And I actually found some more family photos today. I thought that was just kind of interesting. Yeah, one of my uncles actually has a taco truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's downtown here in San Antonio. He's got his taco truck going, and you can buy some
New
taco.
York.
Yeah, you can buy some taco works.
Right outside of the jail. Perfect
Yeah.
spot.
Perfect spot. I mean, you know what? Those prison guards get hungry.
It's just funny because that actually exists in Atlanta, where my co-author Frank lives and works. There's like a prison there, and there's like an authentic Mexican like food stand like truck right outside the entrance, where they literally open that gate when people are like finished with their term or whatever, and like prisoners walk out, and the first thing they do is hit this one food truck. I bet that food truck does good.
Oh yeah,
Very
I bet it
dangerous,
does.
But
Yeah. Well, I mean, they as long as they're inside of the prison, they've got guys with guns and stuff. But yeah, this is Juan. He works down at the local panaderia. I stop in and say hello to him every once in a while. Want to buy some pan dulce.
So would they all? I mean, just based on the history of all this, should they all be half orcs?
No. Are you kidding? No. D&D got rid of half orcs. Remember, Kyle Brink said half orcs were racist or were bad. So we don't have half orcs. We don't interbreed with anybody. We're just who we are.
Because I would have thought all the conquistadors came in and bred with them.
Well, that's how we got that lovely shade of green that we are. So.
You mean that's not from all the cactus and avocado?
Shh, we don't talk about that.
Oh, I might have cracked the code.
Yeah. You eat too much cactus and avocado, you turn green. You found us out. So there you go. There you go, guys. Yeah. No marriages of love for the orcs or any other byproducts that, could come of orcs.
It was a night of passion.
Well, sometimes you drink the wrong potion. Things happen. But yeah, there we go. That's a bit of orcness for you. Courtesy of Wizards of the Coast. Actually, the courtesy of me. My family album is courtesy of me. But yeah. I'm actually, I'm happier to be an orc than I am to be one of these dwarves, because these guys are, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's having to tattoo my lover's beard on my arm. It's just
every time I look at this, I find a new problem with it.
yeah,
Well-
I have plenty to say, but everything I would say is cancelable.
Yeah, well, I actually had an Asian friend look at this, and even he was kind of like floored. The first thing he said, actually, he says, "Okay, how come it is that you have all these different ethnicities of dwarves, but you only have orc Mexicans?" And I said, why is that? I wonder.
I mean, look at just how unsafe this is here altogether. You have the hammer swinging dwarf without any gloves on.
Yeah, yeah. You got the guy with sandals with an animal.
Yeah, the cat's free to go roam around the workshop here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine if he jumps up on top of that anvil to take a look at what they're doing, and no more kitty.
You have a child in this workspace.
Yeah, standing on a chair, no less, where she could fall over.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's her pronouns. So,
I mean, and the child is also in the eye patch wearing dwarf's blind side.
yeah, I noticed that too. It's in his blind spot. So. I mean, what happens if he misses with that chisel or something? Whoops.
Also, like the one holding the tongs is not even looking at his work. He's looking away while the other dwarf is swinging away.
Mm-hmm.
That is just completely unsafe. You have to keep your eyes on your work.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, how about this? Why is whatever she's hitting with the hammer, why is it blue? I mean, sparks sparks from heated metal. I mean, you could see the color of the metal that's going in to the furnace, right? To the forge, and it's all orange and stuff like that. Wouldn't the sparks and stuff coming off that piece of metal be orange also?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Crazy talk.
Why is it blue? Magic? I don't know, I guess. I mean, everything about this forge must be magical, including, all the safety precautions and stuff, because, there's just nothing practical about this whatsoever. But then again, what can I say? I didn't say I grew up, but I played World of Warcraft for a long time, and it was possible to die in the Dwarven City if you fell off into the lava or something. I guess.
So many questions.
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, this is D&D now.
No, So I've been kind of mulling over starting to run some stuff again. Over on the Discord server, and I was kind of weighing to myself. I'm like, what system should I run? Like, I've got my Power Rangers, my Transformers, my GI Joe. I look at this, I'm like, hey, maybe new D&D, and I couldn't even finish the thought without laughing.
Yeah, why don't you run 5e? You could run Journeys to the Radiant Citadel. You have the book.
Give me 2 weeks, Ironcaster. Give me 2 weeks. We'll be in playtest mode for the Kaiju Key.
Okay. So yeah, keep me posted on that. Actually, so I wound up going out to what's this? Make sure that the gay and obese Mexicans see themselves in the new player's handbook orc art. Very funny. You mean draw something badass instead, right? Right?
I mean, do anything besides what they're doing.
I mean, all I can say is, okay, we know Witches of the Coast has 3 cultural sensitivity guys going over all of their stuff while it's being written. And then, of course, before it goes to publish, they have another editor or, cultural sensitivity guy going over it, or another 3 or whatever. I don't remember how many it is now. I don't know how many totals of cultural sensitivity guys we have at that company that are going over everything, but it seems like it's an excessive amount. But somehow the art department is just, fair game. It's like, yeah, man, just do whatever.
Art? Who's heard of that? Who cares about that?
And here's the thing. I don't want to say anything necessarily bad about the artist, because the artist is a hardworking guy. He's trying to make his bones, and I definitely don't want to get the guy canceled. I don't want to get him, shut out of work or anything. I'm glad he's able to find a job, even if it's with Wizards of the Coast. Oh, they probably pay him pretty good.
He's already been on Twitter, like, blocking everybody. Like, he's been under assault since all this leaked.
Oh, I'm sure he has. And that's the thing. I don't want anybody to attack him. That's why I'm not even going to say his name. I don't necessarily think it's his fault. Or if it was his fault and he did all this, then somebody higher up should have caught this and used a couple of brain cells and rubbed them together and thought, this might not be the best art direction for the art to go. Or you may consider redoing this, or, something to that effect. Because, okay, speaking from my own experience, anytime that I had art chores to do for anyone's book, and usually that was pretty much the bulk of my work was art. I, of course, would submit it to the person, whose book it was supposed to be in for approval. And if it came back, if he shot me some feedback that, hey, this needs to change, something like that, I would change it, of course. But in addition, while I was doing stuff, I would also spitball and just create like tons and tons and tons of different sketches and ideas and stuff like that, and just throw them at the guy and say, hey, here's a whole bunch of other pages and stuff you can use. If you like any of this stuff, feel free to use it. Or, maybe you like this idea better than the one that we came up with. And sometimes that stuff stuck and sometimes it didn't, And I don't know, maybe that's just some of that guy spitballing and they just, are just showing it off because they're proud of it or something. Maybe that's not the actual final artwork that's going in the book, but I mean, judging by how bad the covers are.
Isn't the player's handbook supposed to be out in like 2-3 months?
Something like that.
If so, they got to get those books getting printed.
Yeah, well, even if they made mistakes, they're not above making mistakes in artwork or anything else. I mean, this is not the first time WotC has made mistakes in artwork and stuff like that. I mean, you guys do remember the Hadozi controversy, right?
I mean, the guy who did this artwork wanted to do it really bad. Like any artist, even under contract, if they were given something that was objectionable to them, they would be like, no, I can't do this. I'm sorry. Right. But anyway, this guy was excited about doing this.
Interestingly enough, I did have somebody post this up, and I thought it was really actually pretty interesting. Yeah. So he notes that all these different people in this picture are various, ethnocentric types, including, 2 black Africans, an Asian, and a group of Europeans, perhaps. He says, are these people really from the same place? What set of events caused there to be a multiracial dwarf hold? Is this world building or is this political pandering? And, I think about that, and
it's kind of like when Google had their AI come out with all the art, and you would go and tell it, give me like a picture of the founding fathers, and then it would go and make sure you have all the diversities checked off. Like it feels like they had an AI design dictate what the art should be.
Well, actually, I think D&D has kind of turned into this.
The world of The Witcher, Blood Origin, is a medieval realm divided into 3 kingdoms that have been at war for 1,000 years. Want to explore the exotic serpent clan who serve the southern kingdom of Darwin? Well, be introduced to a mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people you would find in relative proportion in metropolitan Los Angeles. What about the Raven clan that defends the northern kingdom of Prussia, a place where the inhabitants are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles? Finally, take a journey to the mysterious far-off kingdom of Zintrea, where the folk are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. But don't fear, if you still have a yearning for exotic medieval fantasy, then embark on a journey of escapist epic adventure in Willow, set in the ancient kingdom of Tur Azlin, where the folk are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. And from there, be swept away in the grand fantasy spectacle of The Lord of the Rings of Power, where the insular island society of Numenor is made up of a mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. Then be swept forth to the distant and utterly different geography and climate of the Southlands, a pastoral folk made up of exactly the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles.
Yep. That's Greyhawk for you now. Greyhawk is now metropolitan Los Angeles.
And that's the frustrating thing about it. It's you're losing everything that makes these people. It makes all these groups special. They're just kind of the same mix of people. Like dwarves now are kind of losing a lot of what makes them unique. There's a lot of identity sort of being taken out when they all have to have the same amounts of diversity put on display. That makes it basically looks like there is no. It takes away the hegemony.
It's not even just on display, Ironcaster. It's in the statistics too. Tasha's pretty much took out everything that made all the different races special, and just said, "Yeah, you can just do whatever you want to," and pretty much, like I said, it just reduced all of the races to skin suits. What do you feel like today? Oh, I feel like a elf. Okay, but I want to be an elf that was, like secretly has some tiefling heritage. So I want all the tiefling stuff on my elf, just so I can be ultra edgy elf. Or, my dwarf was raised by drow, so I want him to have all the drow stuff. Or, or I have a halfling who, was raised, has some demonic background and is also tiefling or something. I don't know. It's just, none of it, all the special stuff that made the races what they were is now gone. I mean, Greg is like one of the last holdouts for, some races that actually mean something with his Iries Chronicles books.
We'll never give in. Never!
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, what makes all these races and stuff special is part of what is storytelling for your games. It's like, you can have interracial conflicts and stuff like that, and that drives stories home. The elves are upset because, the humans are constantly expanding their borders and encroaching on their woodland territory or whatever. The dwarves accidentally undermined a human town and it collapsed it. Stuff like this is things that could happen, because stupid stuff like this is the kind of stuff that happens in our own world. And yet,
but no, it's more important that we have to talk about the racial inequalities within the races.
Well, not only that, but it's like they're so dead set on trying to impose our world, our laws, and our problems on the fantasy world that they can't see the existing ones that could already happen. Just the very fact that, obviously, we don't have to worry about, monsters when we walk out of our door during the day or anything like that, except for each other. But I mean, geez, there's so much that they could still draw on to use, and I don't get it. I had a theory. I had a theory about this, and I talked about it with Dungeon Delver, and I said, I think what it is the fact that we've had so many new people brought into the hobby, either by Critical Role or by being introduced to it during the lockdown. And the thing is, it's become so mainstream that they're trying to make it more approachable to people who have never seen it before, and just like say, hey, look, the fantasy world's not all that much different from yours. You can relate.
It's ultimately an attempt to effectively, it's the same mistake you see time and time again. It's this assumption that the old existing audience is going to stay, that they will not go away, and that they can continue to pivot into a different type of marketing to appeal to a different type of audience. with the assumption that again they've got the old one, and all they're really doing ultimately is just pissing off the old audience,
Well,
because the thing is they don't have the monopoly quite like they thought they did.
well, I mean, that's the sad thing is they literally had a license to print money, and just through sheer greed or one stupid move after another, they have lost so much of their market share, and they have lost so much of their fan base. I mean, it's like, they're sitting there saying, 2019 was our best-selling year ever. And I'm like, well, yeah, you kind of had an artificial contributor to that, which was, obviously the lockdown and also the success of Critical Role. But rather than capitalizing on it and pushing forward to make some great new stuff that will keep the audience and keep growing it and get more people talking about it, they did stupid things like, let's mess with the OGL, and let's make a whole bunch of mediocre products that we're not going to support beyond the initial release. Oh, and then we're going to announce a brand new edition with almost completely different rule sets and mechanics, and we're so proud of that. And we're going to charge more money for these books than your previous editions, and you're going to be more or less forced to buy the new ones because your old stuff's not going to be 100% compatible, even though we said it is.
Yeah, and that doesn't make much business sense to me either, because 5th edition is still wildly popular. The other editions of D&D that came out at a time when the current edition was starting to wane tremendously in popularity. 2nd edition, 3rd edition, people were getting tired of it. The market was bloated. The 5th edition seems to still be going pretty strong. So I don't know what they're hoping to achieve with this.
It's because they thought they had so much of this lockdown, and they wanted to start capitalizing upon the little bits of money that were escaping them. It's sort of that basic business sense that they thought they could just go in and easily kind of and get a percentage of the profits that are made on these and these third-party products that are taking advantage of a license that belonged to them. And all they did is just piss everyone off and showed like how they only had their eyes set on your wallet.
Mm-hmm. And then of course the decision for a lot of these companies to decide to delve into politics has generated things like this.
See, I hadn't heard about this until like this morning.
I heard about this earlier. Obviously from this posting a few days ago beforehand. And then of course Grimm's video highlighted some more of it, and then of course we had a follow-up on that today. But yeah, for those of you guys who don't know out there, they have the Crit Awards that they hand out at Gen Con. And
my understanding, this is a relatively new award, like maybe about a year old.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as part of their code of conduct, and it's, section 1.5, individuals who identify as Zionists, promote Zionist material, or engage in activities that without a doubt support Zionism are not eligible for nomination. And because they decided to stick their nose into this, by making this, apparently they must have gotten some kind of threats or something going on, because they have very hastily pulled out of those awards and have posted this instead. Sorry. Just on the ball here. I really need a way to just drag and drop. If StreamYard ever makes drag and drop, I swear I'll love them. Yeah. One of you two want to read that one?
Greg, you want to do this one?
Oh yeah, Greg, do your narrator voice.
I don't want to do the narrator voice.
Okay, fine.
For this?
Mm-mm. Due to recent events and the attention that we have received, it's with an extremely heavy heart and much disappointment that the Crit Awards will be unable to return to Gen Con for its 2024 event due to safety concerns. Maybe they were worried that there might be like Hamas fucking riots and like people burning shit down.
I don't know.
With this said, we will be continuing to move forward with the virtual event as we evaluate how we will be moving forward with the celebration of the amazing creators and phenomenal community members in the TTRPG space. Tickets will be refunded. So if you, I guess the Crit Awards required a ticket, like to walk into just a fucking conference room with a bunch of blue hairs while they're talking about like these games that no one has ever heard of or played. Why would anyone pay a ticket for that? All right, let's continue.
Well, I imagine they have some, real winners on there. Something that, stokes their fire, like Thirsty Sword Lesbians or Coyote and Crow, or I don't know.
Oh, it's stuff that nobody has ever heard of, I guarantee.
Probably.
We encourage any of our nominees who wish to remove their participation in any capacity to please reach out. That will never happen. They're all woke. As we understand, this situation can be extremely mentally taxing and difficult in ways that may be unexpected. We want to take this moment to reaffirm our stance that hate in any capacity will not be tolerated by any individual or groups within our event. So, unless they decide who it's okay to hate.
Yeah, if they're okay with hating certain people, that's fine. But, anyone else is off limits.
Yeah. Let's see Avenger Satanus try to set up a room and run a bunch of his games and see how quickly they threw him out.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
I had heard something to the effect of there was some employee who worked with Critical Role that was very vocal and something to the effect of like, how dare Gen Con kick us out over this?
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
And I haven't been able to find anything. I'm trying to find something out about it, but I'm not having any luck. And it's frustrating because this is yet another case of trying to bring all the world's politics into what should be a hobby space. It's at the end of the day, it needs to be about sitting down, leave all the problems of the world at the door. Let's roll some funny math rocks and make the same couple of cheap Monty Python jokes we've been telling for 40 years.
I mean, at what point does your character in your game become you so much to the point where literally everything that you say is what your character says, I mean, is that the game that we play now? I don't get it. But I do know one thing. Wizards of the Coast is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh,
we got this wonderful image today. And I don't even know what to think about this. I almost don't feel like I need to blow this up, but because I'm an asshole, I will.
It looks like they made Marvel's Hellcat into a elf.
Owlman from Watchmen.
Yeah, kind of. But, I mean, it's a fat elf. How does that even happen?
In like a Ghostbusters jumpsuit or something.
Yeah, that's kind of unusual to begin with. I mean, and
with hockey pads. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Blow it up. I don't think my monitor can handle it. And I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I think you're asking an awful lot of the bandwidth to be able to support this.
Yeah, I mean, it's straining, but
don't worry. The only thing she's blowing up is the bathroom at Walmart after Taco Bell.
Hey, what can I say, man? Those horchatas are something else.
Ooh, horchata is good, I have to admit.
It is. But yeah, this is supposed to be an adventurer going into a stressful situation like a dungeon where she may have to dodge arrows, traps, monsters. She may have to run from monsters. or engage in some other heavy lifting and strenuous activity. And you'd think she'd, shed a few pounds just in the course of doing that, but
Need to be more body positive for this fantasy game where you play a character who is not yourself.
yeah, I guess
Talk about how horrible that mask is.
it does
Like,
kind of look.
That's all I'm looking at. It looks like they give her a mustache.
It is kind of ass, isn't it?
It's like they're trying to go for a cat thing, but it looks like a mustache, and the cat ears don't work when she has her actual elf ears still on display.
Yeah, I don't even know what to think about this. Like I said, maybe she's under a curse or something. I mean,
The curse is diabetes, bad genetics.
I guess. I mean, there must be some wild. Maybe she's a half elf. I don't. No, it can't be a half elf because can't do half races no more. So that's Kyle Brink says that's racist. So, but whatever it is, that's new D&D. This is where the game is now. Which is why I want to reiterate that right now, Troll Lord Games has still got a Kickstarter going where you can get brand new copies of all their books. The system feels very much like an older edition of D&D, but it has some brand new mechanics. It has some really, really great character classes that I know you're going to like, including what I consider to be the best monk in any game system I've ever seen. And these are people who print their books in America because WotC prints all their books in China. Yeah, I had to say it. I had to because
China, that's where the fun is at. China, that's where the fun is at.
So, and they do give veteran discounts, and they're always giving discounts to. Well, I mean, they're running sales constantly. These guys, I don't know how much money they make on their products. They must be enough to get by because they have their own printing press, but they use locally sourced products and everything else. I mean, I honestly can't say anything bad about Troll Lord Games. I really can't. They're stand-up guys. They're good guys. They're politics free as far as their game stuff goes. They're just old school, and they're OGs, man. I mean, there's plenty of pictures of Steven and Davis, with Gary Gygax and all the other, luminaries of the old school D&D. So, I can't endorse them much harder than I do. And I do hope to get Steven on here to talk about this at some point. But
well, of course, that if we get him, like we gotta get Tabletop Junkie.
Yeah, of course. Well, that'll be up to Junkie.
Yeah, the other day, him and I were basically having like a dick measuring contest with how much of the Troll Lord Games book material we had on our shelves.
Mm-hmm. Today I posted up. I had to go through my backer kit and get all my stuff fulfilled for Tales of Argosa, which is by Pickpocket Press. It is another D&D alike, but it has some very unique mechanics, and I really like the way that game is set up and the way it plays. And like I said, I liked it so much I backed a Kickstarter. So there you go. I just gave you two very perfectly good alternatives to 5e. And just for fun, I'm going to give you a third one. Because Odalin Dungeons of Doom by Dragori Games just went into backer kit. And let me share a screen here so you guys can see it. Because we can't be all negative all the time. And as you can see, they're flipping. They're going crazy. They got 15 days left. They blew through their goal in 5 minutes and 16 seconds, and the numbers just keep going up and up and up. And they're hitting stretch goals left and right, and they have some really beautiful miniatures. It's a cool system. Look at all these boxes. It's a lot. It is chunky, expensive, but that's a lot of plastic you get for $300. Or you can choose your rewards if you want.
I had to step away briefly. Did you mention Shadow Dark?
Shadow Dark? Oh yeah, Shadow Dark is another good one. But I thought I'd show off this video for Odalin. Cool. Look at how good those miniatures look. Look at that. Transparent plastic looks so sweet.
Good demon face.
Mm-hmm. And this one you get for free if you back them. My plastic crack addiction hurts. Yeah, look at how good those sculpts are.
I'm getting some Diablo vibes from the
A little bit.
design.
Yeah, me too. It's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. Yeah, look at how their dungeon boards are laid out.
I like that door.
Uh-huh. There's like nothing about this I don't like, and I've bought stuff from Dragori games before, and they're really good.
Yeah, that's like straight up Diablo right there.
Pretty much, huh? And yeah, it does have storylines built into it. Like, you can hit story beats at certain points in the game and make choices, and it affects the way the game continues. Look at that mana core. Look at how awesome that is. It's got armor on and stuff.
I like the tail.
Yeah, it just looks amazing. I tell you, man, I wish I had $300 right now, because I'd certainly go all in on this baby. This is how they always get me, though. They show me some really cool miniatures, and I fold like a cheap carpet. Which is why I have so many board games.
I had to back away from the board games. I mean, I'm still buying RPG books. Like, from Goodman Games, there's one, Caverns of Thracia.
Mm-hmm.
That looks a little tempting because, and plus, I think it's right up your alley because they got a Minotaur right on the cover.
There you go. Oh yeah, Caverns of Thracia. That is a Janelle Jacquet's original.
Is it now?
Yes, I've got it on pre-order, and yeah, it's an original Jacquet's. It's one of the oldest dungeons that's actually in existence. It came from the Judges Guild days.
Cool.
So, speaking of Judges Guild, I just a couple days ago ordered the Necromancer Games redo of Teagle Manor.
Oh yeah, I've got it. I've had it over on my shelf for a while now, and it's kind of cool because my good friend Carl has the original Teagle Manor, like the original Judges Guild Teagle Manor. He showed it to me. I've seen it, and then I showed him the new one.
Sick.
Yeah, pretty sick. He actually is kind of. It made me hurt a little bit because he had a whole pile of original Judges Guild stuff.
Okay, that is teasing.
Yeah, well, it's like I say, oh, Carl, you're not going to live forever. Unless you will it all to your brother, he's not going to know what it's all worth. So might as well leave it to me. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. But I didn't know that, Cal. That Janelle was removing gendered language from the old module. Oh. Maybe that's what part of the new module is all about then. But it's supposed to be some pretty thick tomes, like her Dark Tower stuff.
Dummy thick.
Dummy thick.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Retroactive sensitivity reading. Well, I mean, she was alive at the time, so that was her right.
So I don't know how much more time you guys have, because I do have one or two things to show off, and I thought it might be fun to kind of end the night on.
Sure, I do too. Go ahead, start with yours, and I'll start ripping my box open.
Okay, so let me change cameras here. So why don't we blow me up for this?
There you go.
So, okay, so wait, as I shift over, yes. So by the way, for everyone, this past week was Free RPG Day, and I was fortunate enough to win a little dice tray. But that's not what I was wanted to talk about, because, hey, by the way, won a dice tray. That's nice.
That's what I want to see.
Yes, and I have still yet to take this out of the cellophane, and I thought I would do that today just to show this off a little bit.
Do it.
Unboxing.
I have about 3 books. I have 3 books that I need to do unboxing videos for, and I'm so far behind on it, but Elden Ring is so strong right now.
Are you making progress?
I am, and I'll tell you more about it here in a minute. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Oh, come on. Just to show it off. So this is your starter kit. This is not the full. It's not going to be the full playthrough. Play full RPG campaign. One of the things people have been kind of complaining about with this game, just as sort of a heads up, is they've had this mindset with the game where you can, if you fail at fighting a boss or fighting your big encounter, you can just reset and try it again. Which, just as a heads up, is part of a mentality. Oh, wait a minute. Is part of a mentality of it is an MMO that they are bringing over into the tabletop form. So it's not so much a RPG. It seems like it's more of a adaptation of the
video game.
Exactly. So first off,
the dice.
On the inside cover of the box, we have some little checks about how to do some basic math, what some of your abilities mean, stun, knocked out.
I like that, because that is good design, because now you have a reason to use the box and keep it.
This is designed with, from what I can tell, it's designed with the dice are color coded for the various classes. You have I believe your healers in green, your DPS is in red, and your tanks are in blue, with Dungeon Master in clear. Oh, come on.
Shiny.
I haven't even looked at this yet, but
oh wow,
we've got little comics kind of going over explaining how some of the game works.
I like that. I mean, stuff like that is kind of makes it a little bit more user friendly. But you know what I don't see in there that I wish I did?
What's that?
Final Fantasy has such insanely good artwork, like the cover and everything, and I'm really surprised that the interior doesn't have more.
Well, as we've been discovering, that seems to be the MO of Japanese RPGs. And by the way, the Game Master book is a lot thicker.
Oh, there's some. There you go.
Yeah, we do got a little bit of nice art kind of worked in, including up top here a lot of the video game assets. Just a little bit of basics, a little more pieces of art, like a table full of gear.
Is there cards with that?
Let's find out.
I was about to say, who doesn't like cards is Max. Max would be like, I'm not going to buy that. Oh, look at the map. That's so cool.
Here, I will fold it like that. And as it turns out, we do in fact seem to have so little strategy guides for how to play like your black mage. What are your classes? The black mage, two pages.
I like stuff like that. That's helpful.
Warrior strategy.
See, we were just talking about this on Twitter the other day. Is the fact that you because of rule setups these days, they get so complex, and you end up having so much stuff and so many different types of characters and everything that you end up with character paralysis, where players are reading through rules and trying to figure out what they can do or what they're supposed to do, rather than just doing it.
And I didn't show it off with the other ones, but we do have a class art like the Dragoon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like the Dragoons.
You exist to jump into the air, and this is your character sheet. So and it's again, it's an MMO, so it's kind of got that MMO idea, a little bit of like the 4th edition mindset to it. You have your primary ability, which includes like a little flow chart into you as you're building up combos from one attack to the next. You have additional abilities you can activate, secondaries, some instants.
Pretty sweet.
Apparently, wow, we have 3 of each one? Because that's three of the tank. 1, 2, 3 for our white mage as well. And these are not double-sided.
What's that at the bottom? Is that like all dungeon tiles or something?
Okay, so we do have actual maps.
Ah.
Which I will be sure to pocket those for other use. Oh, even including. And we have a nice little variety of them, too, in fact. Because you might want to have a nice little pleasant wooden path.
Stroll down the...
And yes, these are your little punch out tokens, including like this, for example, is part of the elements being brought in from the MMO is ideas like group up so that way you can kind of spread damage out across the party.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's MMO terms and tactics.
I like it.
And yeah, that's primarily it, but that was the gist of what I had.
Nice. I know that Ginger will be sad that she missed it, but
well, maybe once I get a chance that you kind of get into this, I'll have a little more ability to talk on it with an element of authoritativeness to be able to answer questions.
Yeah, very good. I've got something I'm going to finish up with because Saturday we're going to be talking with Alexander McCrees, and he's going to be talking to us about his Ascendant Volume 2 comic, and he's already sent me a copy of the first one so I can take a look at. And it's not the game, it's the comic, but I'm planning on picking up the game between now and then and having a look through it so I can ask him some questions about it that are game-related versus comic-related. And I know you already have a copy of it as well.
I have it also.
There you go. Well, you guys better be there on Saturday. I'm going to be pissed.
It is ridiculously
medium
crunchy.
Cool. Now you can ask him why. And you can ask him all the questions you wanted to because...
We know why.
We know why. But this is my little piece of show and tell, and I figured it was good to end on it because it is comic related too. Because as you see,
it's Freddie Mercury.
It is actually. This character is based on Freddie Mercury. But yeah, this is my latest Fist of the North Star. Just got it today. It's volume 13. I believe this is only going to go to... I don't think it's going to go any higher than 16. But yeah, I'm almost to the end of the run. So I'm actually pretty excited. Like I said, I've said previously that Fist of the North Star never went this far before in America. They never translated that much of the books. So this is my first time to actually read it, in English with, translations and really, really just stunning artwork. I mean, I guess I'm going to blow this up so people can see.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah. And yes, you can tell I'm Mexican. I've got my Vicks. Cures everything. But, I mean...
But that's awesome.
Look at how good this artwork was. Or is, I should say. I mean, he's still alive. But it's just amazing. I mean...
That does remind me, though, the funniest anime I think I've ever seen in my entire life, Cromartie High School, had the one character that was Freddie Mercury, like literally him. Have you ever seen Cromartie High School?
Not in a long time. Oh yeah, we do have some color pieces.
Oh,
good that looks. It's not really spoilers for me because I already know how the story went, but
someone's already dead.
Yeah. I mean, the series is like 40 years old, so I don't think it's that much of a spoiler to show it off. But I loved this artwork when I saw it because I got my first editions when I was in Japan, and of course they were untranslated. And this is just amazing stuff. Still love it. And I can't... Who do you think this is based on? I'm not sure.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Maybe Ruth?
Baby? Yeah. Tetsuo Ohara used to do a lot of homages to people in his books. So that's why you'll see characters who, yes, this is supposed to be Freddie Mercury. Or his homage to Freddie Mercury. And he's actually quite a badass. But there you go. Almost to the end. Good time to pick it up because by the time you finish reading all the way up to 13, the series will be more or less over because it ended a long time ago in Japan. So they're just basically printing up older stuff now.
You are already red.
You are already red, yes. And I haven't heard anything about the new anime that they're working on, but I'm still kind of hopeful, kind of excited, but at the same time I'm a little scared because I'm really worried that they're going to CG it like they did with Sultan no Ken, Fist of the Blue Sky. And I just don't want that for Fist of the North Star. I want it to be traditionally animated and looking good. But the old one definitely needs an update because it's very 80s. But anyway, I guess that's about all we have for tonight.
Just one last little thing. I don't know about anyone who might care about this, but just launching today, something that I've been paying attention to for a while now. MeTV now has its cartoon channel.
Okay,
Me
what are
TV?
some of the hits?
MeTV Tunes, yes. And so this is basically doing what Cartoon Network was. Cartoon Network used to do like back in '92. So we're talking playing the old episodes of the Jetsons and Bugs Bunny and Scooby-Doo and Popeye and the Flintstones and Adamant and all of those classic cartoons like Two Stupid Dogs and Secret Squirrel. That the stuff that played on rerun.
Yeah,
that
I
haven't really
remember
had a
that.
home anywhere.
Back when that's what Cartoon Network got their start doing.
Yeah. Now, if they're if they want to get me, what they're going to redo or what they're going to start showing again is Ren and Stimpy, Cow and Chicken, and I Am Weasel.
Well, would you like to see the schedule? Because I have that.
Yeah, I would. I would like to see that.
Okay.
And Surly, yes, it does read right to left.
Yeah, I don't know. With the exception of Ren and Stimpy, I don't. Most of those shows, unfortunately, are not watchable as an adult.
They're kind of. Well, Tom and Jerry is always good. I mean, as long as it's the old one.
I mean, but we're getting Johnny Quet. So the left column is all your Monday through Friday. Saturday is the middle, and Sunday's your right. So we're getting Captain Planet, Police Academy, The Real Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, Underdog, The Smurfs, Wacky Races,
Peter Potamus Show. Oh, The Mask. Oh no, it's The Mask, not Mask.
Yeah, you were thinking Mask.
I was thinking Mask, not The Mask.
Thunderbirds.
Ooh, dang. Joe 90. I think we talked about this before, did we not?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure I'm more than certain I've brought this up at some point. But the point is, this is a lot of your legacy cartoons, stuff that has been around for decades and decades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Real Ghostbusters still good.
The thing is, a lot of this stuff just hasn't had a home anywhere in 30 years to be seen. So this is going for a much older audience, much like MeTV already was. But for people who likes for anyone who likes a lot of this classic animation, there's now a channel to watch this on.
Hey, you see that down there? If you scroll up just a little bit there where it says up. There you go. Challenge of the GoBots. Okay. Let me show you something. My historian knowledge going to work here. Hang on just a sec.
You hear me waking up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday?
The Freakazoid is still watchable.
So, Challenge of the GoBots is Japanese originally, but it was not Challenge of the GoBots originally. Some of the characters and stuff like that were not who they are in America because the original was Machine Robo: Revenge of Kronos.
I have that.
And it was a totally different series from GoBots. But a lot of the GoBots characters appear in this, and a lot of the animation used for GoBots was taken from this. But this is a fun little series and definitely worth watching. A little pricey to get it, but it is still available, and it's from Discotech, who has pretty much become my favorite anime company in the entire world now.
Is it SD on Blu-ray? Yep, looks like it is.
Yep.
That's fine with me then. It's fine.
Yeah. SD on BD. And it's 51 episodes, so it's, you could watch them all in one day, but my gosh, you'll be tired. They're not really long ones. Yeah, Surly, kind of like G-Force, Battle of the Planets, which I need to get that one too. Someday.
And is getting that comic adaptation.
Yeah, I probably should get that soon-ish, because as soon as that comes out, those Blu-rays are going to be kind of hard to get.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of GoBots, Hasbro's releasing 3 of the GoBots as figures.
They didn't even have the license to GoBots back in the day. They had Transformers. It
They do now.
It was Mattel who owned them back in the day, I thought.
And this is about the best I can give you right. Oh wait, there we go. This is the tab we'll do instead.
Transformers Generation United GoBot Guardians. Oh, well, they aren't the GoBots, are they?
No, these are the licensed like Warbot GoBots characters, but they're just using a bunch of the existing Transformers molds. Like this is the Warpath. This is the Warpath that's being used for one of the GoBots. Of course, we have
Saucer.
Yep. And yeah, you got a new head mold there.
Neat.
Oh, and because it's been a week, and I would be remiss if we didn't check in with
$75 for 3 of them. Jesus.
Because I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Do you ever remember the cantina?
Oh
The
yes, yes,
Kickstarter?
the cantina. Yeah, how'd that go?
So we have less than 2 weeks to go.
Uh-huh.
And as a reminder, you get like 100. You get like what 100 cups.
Ooh, dang! I don't know what I would do with myself if I didn't have 100 cups for my figures to hold in their hands in the cantina.
We have still not reached the goal.
They look like they're getting closer, though.
They have 2 weeks. They could probably just squeak by on this one.
They might. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much the Star Wars fans really want it. I mean, at this point, I kind of think there are 2 separate Star Wars fandoms. There are fandoms for the toys, and there are fandoms for the show. And I don't necessarily think they cross.
Now, the thing is, this needs to find 2,000 more backers. Because unlike Kickstarter, this is dependent upon the number of people, not the amount of money they can bring in.
Mm-hmm.
And they currently need 2,052 backers. More.
Oh. Ironhead asks, do you guys remember Conan the Adventurer? What, you mean this? No, I don't. I've never heard of it. Yeah, this is Conan the Adventurer, right here. Here you go. Shout Factory, ding ding ding. Yep, I got it. Of course I did. It's Conan. It's I'm not gonna say too much about the quality of it. It's just it's a cartoon. So.
Oh.
The intro music was just kind of like, yeah, you just have to hear it. Conan.
Yeah.
But
I'm just kind of looking over the Hasbro Pulse website, and of course we all know about the failed Riva lightsaber.
Oh yeah, because everybody likes Riva.
But did you know they also failed to fund a Rancor?
I'm surprised because I figured the Rancor would be popular after Mandalorian brought it back.
So they needed
Boba Fett.
They were about 500 short. Yeah, this was being funded around the same time as the Boba Fett show.
Speaking of which, the latest Acolyte should be up and showing today, and so I'm curious to see what all the YouTubers are going to have to say about it tomorrow.
I mean, we know all the bad stuff that was coming with the first 4. We have no idea what could come next. And at this point, I hate to say it, but what is there left to ruin?
Well, I mean, who is left? What legacy characters are left in Star Wars for them to destroy? 3PO and R2-D2? Yeah. Ki-Adi-Mundi, yeah, he's not even supposed to be born yet. But somehow he managed to be born, I don't know what, it's like 44 years early in the show? How did that happen? I mean, damn, that dude's more powerful with the Force than we thought, and yet somehow he still ended up getting killed during Order 66. And not only that, but he got killed like a bitch in Order 66. I mean, he didn't even deflect any laser bolts or anything. I mean,
they surrounded him, and he went down like a punk.
He did, but I mean, we've seen Jedi, fight off tons and tons of laser blasters and stuff like that, and he's supposed to be a Jedi master. He's got two brains in his cranium, so he should be super duper smart, and yet all he ever does is look stupid and everything, because in this show, he shows up and they know that there's a possible Sith on the loose, and instead he says, yeah, we should handle this ourselves, instead of,
I don't like the white robes.
Well, that's supposed to be, the old Jedi Order crap that they try to foist off on everybody. But, Ki-Adi-Mundi is also the same guy who later on in the series or in the movie says, well, the Sith have not been heard from for 1,000 years. So,
except that one time.
yeah, except that one time that we won't talk about, that happened in the past, before I was born, and yet somehow managed to be fully grown in a time when I wasn't born. And of course, Wikipedia went on a alteration spree trying to change the dates, and yet people still have the original copies of the of his files and everything else that say, what his actual age was supposed to be. And yeah, folks, he wasn't supposed to be born yet, but Acolyte kind of messed that up, so it's okay. He's a dickhead anyway.
The reality is none of the canon matters at this point because they're just going to arbitrarily change it here or there to fit a need. So there's really no point. There's almost no point in trying to track it because all it takes is just some bad writers who just are going to do nothing to pay attention to it have to force everyone to have to play cover for it, and then we're going to turn around and attack Star Wars theory.
Sorry, Darth Vader hasn't been completely destroyed. No, he's been completely destroyed because let's see, the Acolyte undid his really cool Force birth origin story by the witches being able to do it and produce twins. Lucas,
they'll probably make Shimmy one of those witches too.
Yeah, that would just be some icing on the shit cake. Although she wouldn't be born yet at this time either, but that doesn't seem to stop them.
Well, she'll be like a lost, like her, we'll find out there were some witches on Tatooine.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What else destroyed Darth Vader? Well, of course, there was the prequel films that didn't help anything. And then, of course, there was the Obi-Wan series, which, somehow Darth Vader fought Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan beat him again, and rather than finish him off when he had the chance, he let him go so he could escape, do his, genocidal shit all over the universe, just so he could fight him again and lose in the first Star Wars movie. No, Darth Vader is ruined, man. I mean, they're all ruined. Skywalker got ruined. Darth Vader got ruined. Kenobi got ruined. Leia got ruined. Solo got ruined. I guess Chewbacca hasn't been ruined yet, but
I mean, they're sure trying with a Wookiee Jedi Master, apparently.
The Wookiee Jedi Master? Yeah, we all thought, everybody was all excited about the Wookiee Jedi Master, which, by the way, Wookiees can't be Jedi, but I digress. Apparently that doesn't matter anymore.
Well, the thing is, though, they did have a Wookiee Padawan in the Clone Wars.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought they couldn't be Jedi, but they weren't Force sensitive.
I'll be honest, I have no idea where that story came from.
Dave Filoni.
Really?
Yeah. But okay, apparently
he worked on the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Well, they were supposed to have a fight scene between the Wookiee Jedi Master and the assassin or whoever it is who killed him. And yet they couldn't do it because they said it wasn't in the budget to film the fight scene. $22 million per episode, and they could not film a fight scene between a Wookiee and a Jedi. So instead, in the show, they just see him dead in a chair or, lazed open with a lightsaber. So,
yeah, here, check this out. In I think season 5 or 6 of the Clone Wars, we had Ahsoka Tano, off with a bunch of younglings, and one of which was a little Wookiee.
Huh. Wow, how about that? I had always heard that Wookiees couldn't use the Force, but
no, I think
shows what I know.
I think people just forgot these episodes existed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you have to be a hardcore Star Wars fan because I don't watch those. I just watch movies and TV shows, and I kind of regret both now at this point. It's like I have made poor life choices.
Tell you what, T-shirt, just come watch some Kamen Rider. It's better.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, guys. Well, let's-
I got Loki. I got Loki watching Shin Kamen Rider. He says he's watched it twice now. He's like he wants to go watch it a third time.
Dang.
Like,
I need to hang out with Loki one of these days.
But apparently, you're going to be hanging out with what? Diversity and Dragons tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going to be hanging out with Double D tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Mexicorks, Latinorks. So that ought to be fun. Yep. Should be fun. But anyway, join us on Saturday when we have a conversation with Alexander McCree and probably a ton of questions about Ascendant if I get my gaming nerds here.
Alrighty.
Yep. But till then, y'all take care and we'll see you then.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Later.